כל השנה הלכות בכל יום, בעזרת השם, today is Vav of Kislev, Wednesday, Erev Shabbat, before Shabbat of Vayetze. This, the shiur is sponsored לרפואה שלמה of Rabbi Yosef ben Rachel, בעזרת השם ומירה, and also בכללם לחיה בת לאה, and בעזרת השם, all the good things for the Am Yisrael. Mitzvah number 113. We're going to learn today the Hilchot, Lo tevashel gdi b'chalev imo. We're not allowed to eat meat and milk together. All right, we'll find out. We already mentioned it once. It's actually written 3 times in the Torah, and each one has its own limud.
They counted that each one separate mitzvah?
Yes, each one separate mitzvah because each one has its own din.
Yeah.
All right, so before, just 2 weeks ago, we learned Lo tevashel gdi b'chalev imo. What's going on again? We'll see right now. Mitzvah number 114 is going to be discussed. We're not allowed to kill on Shabbat. What is going on here? Let's see.
To kill on Shabbat?
You're allowed to kill on Yom Tov. We'll see. Of course, Baruch Hashem. Aslacha Rabba, make a lot of money without any headaches. Hashem should give you strength to come back and learn with us all times. We know, by the way, I give 9 shiurim a day over here. You know that, right? All 9 shiurim is open for you anytime you want. And that's the problem. If I make you exclusive, then he'll come to each one of them, I guess. Yeah. Maybe I should charge you $10,000 each one, then for sure will come. Come on, people. I'm so upset from last night. Nobody was here. Very upset. Last night, 7:45 was empty. I got my regular chaburuta for Gemara, but all right, Baruch Hashem, everybody knows everything. What can I do? Halacha shelo le'echol basar b'chalav. It says like this: shelo le'echol basar b'chalav shenitbashlu biyachad. You're not allowed to. It's prohibited to eat any time that meat and milk cook together.
If they're not cooked together, can you eat them? No.
What?
Even if they're not cooked together.
No, 1 second. We're talking Deoraita now. You see, one second. Yesterday you also said the same thing. I told you, we have rules of halakha, of Deoraita, so you have ahmarot, you have certain restrictions. Right now we're going to discuss what Deoraita, and sometimes I throw in the Rabbanan, but right now we want to know strictly what the Torah tells you. The Torah tells you cannot cook it. Yes, what you're saying is, Baruch Hashem, you took me off the tangent already, but I'll tell you right now, the Gemara tells you can't eat, according to halakha Torah, you're allowed to eat a sandwich that has cold cut and a beautiful cheese together, monster cheese. The Oraita. The Oraita, you're allowed to eat it together, no problem. Yeah? What's the problem? You never heard that?
What about the Oral Torah? The Gemara one doesn't Gemara.
Oh, okay, we're not there yet. Okay, we have to learn, we'll get there, we'll talk
That's
about
also
it.
Torah.
Okay, Shmot Lamed Dalet, it says over there in 34th chapter in Shmot, Lo tevashel gdi b'chalev imo. Right? And it's the 26th pasuk over there. It says you should not cook baby milk, the baby of the goat, the gdi. What's his name?
The cow.
No, not cow.
Oh, the baby.
What's
kid.
his name? The kid is, what's his name?
Goat.
No, goat. No. ב'chalev imo. וזה הכתוב. Okay, this pasuk tells us, בא לאסור האכילה. Okay? This is coming to prohibit the eating. וההנאה בבשר בחלב. And also the having any pleasure from it. ואריק שעליך אם כן למה לא נאמר בפירוש איסורו בלא תאכל? Right? Why? I don't understand. The Torah tells you you're not allowed to cook. So you might ask, what's the problem with Torah telling you לא תאכל? What's the problem? Why does the Torah just say openly, don't eat? Why you have to tell me, don't cook?
Instead of repeating the
והוציאו בלשון בישול. And 3 times Torah in the Torah, it says the same language. Don't cook, don't cook, don't cook. And each time, and we have a drasha from each time. This is oral. You're talking about. No, sorry. This is written. Oral is balpeh, right? Balpeh, oral. So that's Rabbanan. So the Rabbanan, that was explained to us which one means. שהתשובה בזה מפני שנתחדשה אכילתו מאיסור שאר אכילת איסורין. As we know that the isur of eating was actually learned out from other prohibitions, like ששאר איסורין אין חיובן אלא אם כן נהנה באכילתן. The other prohibitions of eating, let's say a pig, the only time you have an isur of eating a pig when you have a pleasure from it. וכאן אפילו לא נהנה באכילה מכיוון שבבלעו ואפילו ביבלענו חם שורף גרונו בו וכיוצא בזה שאין לו הנאה בו מכל מקום לוקה. So we had this discussion the other day. swallowing, right? Swallowing straight through the throat without touching the inside, right? The people don't understand this, right? Rabbi Rem, how much people are paying for 6 inches? People are paying for 6 inches the whole world. They'll kill for 6 inches. Which 6 inches? From the lips to the throat. 6 inches. People will do for that everything. The whole pleasure is just there.
Do eat like that.
Right?
They don't chew it. Just
Right. No, but even chewing, I mean, some people, you're right.
It's
Put
like
some
a
kind
peel,
of
a peel of pig.
Look, we're not there yet. 1 second. We're going to get there. I just want to make out the point. The whole world runs on this 6 inches, by the way. This 6 inches from the lips to the throat, that's the only time you feel food.
Yeah.
That's the only taste buds. This runs the whole world. You believe it or not? This runs the whole world. It's crazy. What's inside of nobody cares already. Once it's inside, right? The doctor tells him, "Hello, you eat this anchovy fish, it's gonna kill you." I like anchovy. He puts it in. He doesn't know what it kills his stomach. His stomach is all the ulcers there. He still eats it because it's tava, the desire. So the rabbi says over here, the isurim, the shar isurim, asurim is because of the ta'ava, the whole concept of ta'ava. Meaning, if you inject it or you somehow bypass the throat, or you go on through IV, whatever it is, you go in, not a problem. I had a big question. How come the vaccines are allowed, right? They have horse blood, pig brain. There's a million different ingredients that are isur d'oraita. So the rabbi tells me, Rabbi, don't worry about it. Go straight to the veins. It's not a problem. Okay, we solved that problem. Okay, Baruch Hashem. However, we didn't solve the other problem. Basar b'chalav, even through the veins, is not allowed. Meat and milk is not allowed to be taken in the pill form. You don't feel it at all. Or even injected through IV. Not allowed at any cost. Because the Torah prohibits it. As we explained the other day, remember 2 weeks ago, what was the Isur of Basar b'chalav? No. He says it's Avodah Zarah, it's what's his name? Mishum Kishuf.
Oh.
He said it, the Chinuch, he says, I don't see it written down in many places, but to my knowledge, says Chinuch, that the whole Isur of Basar b'chalav, it's what he said over there? He told us it's Kishuf. It's black magic. Has something to do with black magic, and therefore Torah forbade us. Because of
Trying to find the reason of the
basar b'chalav, and therefore, since it's black magic, it has to do with Isur Avodah Zarah, and therefore, since anything, you cannot use Avodah Zarah or black magic to heal a person, therefore, basar b'chalav, even for medicine, is asur. That's one, but according to Rambam, according to Rambam, if a person is about to die, and the only medicine we have is some goy concoction that has basar bechalav tarovet, according to Rambam, it's isur d'oraita to give it to him. Yeah? Let him die and not to have it. Okay? ואף על פי שאמרו זכרונם לברכה, שזה נכתב בתורה איסור הבישול 3 פעמים, שהוא ללמד איסור אכילה ואיסור בישול ואיסור הנאה. Our sages told us that the Torah points out 3 times that you're not allowed to cook the meat and milk together, and each one of them has a certain lesson. 1, you're not allowed to cook it, right? You're not allowed to eat it. And the third one, you're not allowed to have any pleasure out of it, meaning you cannot sell it. You cannot work in a restaurant that sells meat and milk together, because now you have ana'ah, you have pleasure from that. It's a problem. Okay? אין ראוי לנו למנות בחשבון הלווין אלה השניים, לפי שאיסור אכילה והנאה דבר אחד הוא. So the rabbi says over here that, however, the ana'ah of Yisur and sell and enjoyment from it, it's one. כמו שאמרו זכרונם לברכה, כל מקום שנאמר לא תאכל, anywhere the Torah says the word לא תאכל, not allowed to eat, לא תאכלו, or not to eat, more than a plural, אחד איסור אכילה ואחד איסור הנאה. So we know that you're not allowed to. One is coming to sell. If the Torah tell you לא תאכלו, if the Torah would have said לא תאכלו חזיר, right? If the Torah said the word לא תאכלו, it says one time לא תאכל חזיר. But if it had לא תאכלו חזיר, do you know that oil, the paint, oil, Benjamin, all this very fancy aura, Benjamin, all have oil of a pig. You know that, right?
What?
They have oil pig, or the paint, the best paint in the world is made with oil pig. It's very, very, it's very strong and very, very beautiful, shine and everything. So if it says lo tuchlu, no, if we'll say lo tuchlu, the pig, then you will learn that it's asur anah. But since it doesn't say you're allowed to have an anah from the pig, so you're allowed to, as it says over there, the Gemara says that the Gemara tells us, the pasuk tells us that all the beautiful houses that you're going to be inheriting from the goyim, what the Gemara says, what is beautiful about them? It says over there, their paint was all made with oil from a fat of a pig. Amazing. Yeah, and that makes the shavach. That was a beautiful thing about paint. All right, I'm not a painter, but something that I heard.
Also, they make the out of the fat in between intestines, like the forbidden fats that are forbidden in kosher animal. Those same forbidden fats in the pig, they use that for lipstick for women. That's the best fat to put in there.
Okay, and we don't see anybody saying lipstick is asur. They're not eating those.
Well, I don't know. They put it. I don't think.
They don't. You don't think they put it in a L'Oreal, whatever the L'Oreal?
For sure.
So that's it. I don't see anybody says it's asur.
I mean, 20 years ago they were using it. I don't know about now. But
today, if they used it 20 years ago, they're probably using it today also. Why not? It's beautiful. Okay, listen, that's what it is.
It gives it a gloss. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, but it's not ichila. So since it's not ichila, I don't think rabbis are screaming
You're
about
not
it.
allowed to use the paint with
No, you're allowed to, because it doesn't say lo tuchlu.
okay.
Right? It doesn't say twice. היינו לומדים ממשהו. הוא אומר לך כלל פה. Okay, next.
You're not eating it.
משורשי המצווה.
Because in this situation, they're not eating it.
Right, if you have הנאה, it's מותר. Okay, משורשי המצווה, כתבנו באיסור ובישול בפרשת ואלה המשפטים, we already learned that it says, הצעת הפשט מה שיכולנו או שיכולנו. So again, so you understand that what we told over there, Rabbi says the same thing. Be careful, it has to do with kishuv, with the black magic, and obviously anything with black magic is chayav mitah, as we say over there. He is the person who's doing the black magic. He changes the form of the world. For instance, if he makes a stone and he turns it into, let's say, a gold, right? The chinuch told us that transaction, changing an item from something to something else, actually makes everything in that world, in our world, weaker. Meaning, let's say a stone. Stone has a strength of let's say 100%, right? Comes a magician, this black magic guy. He knows how to turn the stone into a foam cup. That moment when he does that, he changes the malach of the stone. And the malach memuneh on the stone, he changes his tzura. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, over there, kibachol, the malach himself weakens. And now all the stones in the world are weak. And then there are people asking why buildings are falling down. You imagine what's going on? The buildings, especially now today, everybody, why they created the construction code? Rabbi Moshe, why they created the construction code? To tell you the minimum. So what does everybody do? The minimum. This crazy guy now going around and playing around with black magic, and he changes the power of the stone. So the bare minimum is no longer any minimum. It's already weaker now. People's buildings starting to fall down one at a time. You know what's going on? Now, let's see. ועובר עליה, ואכל כזית מן הבשר והחלב שנתבשלו יחד. That's why they actually kill the person who plays with magic. You must kill him. Not a poshet ozach. Today's generation, many rabbonim are against this magic words, magic show. That is no magic show. You have to tell if it's illusionist, you say illusionist. So his illusionist means he plays with your eyesight, no problem. But if it's a magic show, and there are magicians that do crazy stuff, that will be an isur. That will be isur, and they have to be chayav mitah. All those real magicians.
Now, what do you think about or where do we put someone when they do things with technology that change things? So, for example, you get a rock made out of metal.
The what?
A rock that is, it's
Okay.
a chunk of metal.
Okay.
That's the way it was. So now you transform that you refine it, you mine it, whatever they do with it, they melt it.
If it's not magic, if it's
and then
processed,
they turn it into a cup.
it's a process. Whatever it's processed, it's not a problem. Okay. ועובר עליה ואכל כזית. So let's see. What happens to a person who eats כזית בשר בחלב, שנתבשלו יחד, אבל זקוק, במזיד, he gets lashes, לוקה, אבל נהנה בו כגון שניתנו או מחרו, אינו לוקה, לפי שאפשר להנאה בלי מעשה. Over here, he doesn't get lashed if he sells whatever the cooked items of meat, burgers, cheeseburgers, right? So he doesn't get lashes. Why? Because he didn't do an actual act. He didn't do an actual act. Let's say somebody is a salesman in the Burger King. He's a salesman. He's standing by the cashier. What did he do? He didn't cook. The guy in the back cooked it. So over there, he says, he's not going to get last. Because she'en bo maaseh, en lo kin alav, as we said. Afilu sach mimenu, efshad de lo like him, if yishuhu shelo kaderech hanato. What about sach? Sach, he puts smears on his body. Let's say this mixture of milk. He says, also we're not going to lash him. Why? She'en asu le sach, the kaderech hanato, because this is not the way to enjoy this mixture. She'en asu le such, v'yesh ladun bo, gam ken shilka. However, because if this guy somehow figured out to have the mixture of meat and milk smeared onto his body, and he has anah from it, you have to give him lashes. That's not normal, but if he did, no problem. Now, what does that mean? Shelo yasu beidin mishpat mamet b'Shabbat. That's what we said. Not allowed to kill on Shabbat. To write all this on a piece of paper is going to be too much, but I have to draw people's attention. Not allowed to kill on Shabbat. I wrote simply, but really it means a beidin. Rabbi Yonatan David said right away, a beidin is not allowed to kill to enact or to carry out a capital punishment on Shabbat. V'yakel Moshe ish yesh ba mitzvat lo ta'aseh echad. The Rabbi says this parasha. There's only parasha in this parasha v'yakel. There's one mitzvah. V'hi shelo yasu hadayanin dinim b'Shabbat. The beidin is prohibited to enact all their punishments or judgments on Shabbat. Klomar, shemishi chayav mita. A person is chayav mita, right? So Friday they decided that he's chayav mita. So the rule is you're supposed to wait till next day before you carry out the punishment. Bebeidin lo yamitu b'Shabbat. So even though the Torah tells you have to wait and punish him the next day, meaning today they said he's guilty, wait another night to see maybe somebody will say a din of schut, merit for this guy not to kill him. Then, but now came Shabbat. The next day is Shabbat. So we kill him at Shabbat. So the Torah says, "Lo tiba'aru esh bechol moshvotechem b'yom HaShabbat." The Torah tells you you're not allowed to ignite fire in all your settlements on Shabbat. What does that mean? והפירוש עליו בזה שלא ישרפו בית-דין בשבת מי שנתחייב שריפה. And the rabbis told us that one of the in the olden days we had srifa, people with different avirot that was chayav srifa. So it probably looked like it was a common thing. The Torah always talks about things that are common. So people will be chayav srifa. At Shabbat you're not allowed to. V'yoadin l'shar mitot. And from there we learned already all the other punishments, capital punishments. V'yesh lanu l'drosh mimeno davar zeh. We could learn the additional. Sharei legufya eino tzorech. Really, we don't need the murder of this guy. It's not like you need it for Shabbos. What's the purpose to kill the guy on Shabbos? They really don't need it. Sharei kvar katuv b'makom acher. It says in the Torah, a different place. In Shmot 20 chapter, lo ta'aseh kol melacha. It says already you're not allowed to make any labor, and obviously, so obviously, why are you making a fire for a certain job, and that's not going to be allowed. So why the Torah told you this again? So it says to teach you something. What's the purpose? The Torah repeats itself. Like again, it says many times in the Torah, Shabbat, keep Shabbat, and don't light fire, right? Like 7 times it says, don't light fire on Shabbat. 42 or 44 times, I mean, you said it already once. 42 or 44 times it says in the Torah to keep Shabbat. The mention Shabbat is mentioned, the chashivut of Shabbat, 42 to 44 times. Not light fire 7 times. So it says so this one over here, it's not here for that purpose. The purpose of this, don't light fire on Shabbat, came for that purpose. It says over there also in Mechilta, lo tivarush esh. What does that mean? Don't light fire. Srefa bichlal hayta v'yatzat lelamed. It's talking about burning. To come out to learn to teach you. Ma srefa miyuchedet shehi achad mimitot beidin. Just like we know burning is one of the way that the beidin performs a capital punishment on a person. Ve'ene docha et Shabbat. However, there it does not push off the Shabbat. Shabbat is still strong. Of course, shar mitot beidin lo yetchu et Shabbat. So too from there, rabbis tell us, even though right that the beidin has an obligation to light. So again, you have what would you think? You have mitzvot aseh doche lo taseh. Every time a positive commandment pushes away the prohibition, right? So the Torah tells you must carry out a punishment of srefa. We learned that already, right? We learned that 4 different categories of punishment. So it's mitzvah aseh. Burning a person, it's a mitzvah aseh. So l'choira, what should you do? What should happen? What should happen? If the Torah tells you, you must burn a murderer, right? So it's a mitzvah aseh. L'choira, the Torah also tells you to do brit milah, and brit milah pushes away Shabbat. So you might think, what? Use the mitzvah aseh, Hashem's commandment of burning a person because that's his punishment. So too, I might come and say, let it push the Shabbat off. The guy is guilty on Friday, let me burn him on Shabbos. Right? The Beis Din will say.
But the Beis Din doesn't meet on Fridays. No?
Why not?
Don't they meet on Wednesdays and Mondays and Thursdays?
That's the general rule, but more because of the small cities. No, that was the takana for the small cities. But the Beis Din could meet anytime they want. What do you mean? Except for Shabbat.
So if they meet on Friday, why don't they do it on Friday? Why they're
No, the Torah prohibits you to be murdered, to carry out a capital punishment the same day that you find the guy guilty.
Okay.
Torah obligates you to wait another day.
You wait 2 days.
So the Torah tells you 1 day. So the Dayanim might say 1 day is over. Shabbat, let's kill him. The Torah tells, and it's a mitzvah d'oraita. It's aseh lo taseh. It's obligation for us to murder him with fire. Hashem commanded us to murder him with fire. So some rabbis might argue, no, let's murder him. No problem. Let's execute a guy. Execute a murderer, whatever, this criminal, with fire. It's mitzvah aseh. Lo, over here it's not, because the pasuk says, lo tevaru esh bechol mashvotechem b'yom HaShabbat. This pasuk came specifically to teach you that, to stop that, to prevent that from happening. Okay, so now, משורשי המצווה שרצה השם יתברך לכבד היום הזה ושימצאו בו מנוחה הכל גם בחוטאים והחייבים. Hashem wants to point out that in Gehinom, what is Gehinom? On Shabbat it rests. Gehinom does not have fires on Shabbat. Completely. Here, Reb Chaim? Completely. Now, so when the Shabbat starts, I have a custom. I learned it from somebody, I don't remember where. We start saying Shir HaShirim right after Shacharit. Why? From the moment of Shir HaShirim, the Gehinom fires don't work anymore. You hear what's going on here? Yeah.
Like
Erev Shabbat. Once you start saying Shir HaShirim, that stops the Gehinom.
But don't you go into Shabbat right after that?
No, Shir HaShirim is not to do the Shabbat.
Why don't you say Shir HaShirim on Monday? I don't know.
Okay, I'm saying Friday. That's what it says.
Okay.
If you say, whenever you say Shir HaShirim on Friday, immediately all the Gehinom fires fall off. So
you're also stopping the washing machine. They need to go through that process to be.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't worry about it. Let them have a day off. Yeah, don't worry
about it. It's extending their time. No.
No.
Oh, okay, it's a rest, a break.
No, it's the decree is decree, and the time is elapsed. Once the time is finished, halas, they don't have no problem anymore. Okay, ונוהגת מצווה זו בזמן הבית בזכרים שהם בעלי המשפט וחייבים להיזהר לבל יעשו דין בשבת. And the people who are the male, obviously they will have to do with the judgments. They have to be very careful on Shabbat not to do it. ואם עברו וציוו לשרוף בריאה בשבת, עברו עליו זה. And the Beis Din said it's a mitzvah to kill this guy. Let's get rid of him. They're going to get punished for this avirah. However, but the judges don't get punished for it. If they ruled, so the one who carries out the din might have to be punished for it. Who give you permission? So what the judges ruled? ואם עשו במעשה כגון ששרפו הם בידיהם, אם יש עדים והתראה נסכלים, בשוגג מביאים חטאת לכפרה. Okay, so if the what do you call them? Not the undertaker. The guy who carries out the capital punishments in the court. This guy goes ahead and he was warned by people, don't burn this guy on Shabbat, and he does it. Even though he's listening to the word of Beis Din, he gets stoned. He gets stoned for this. There's a big crime. He is not allowed to do that. B'ezrat Hashem, let's thank our ladies that help us out to come over here to learn. B'ezrat Hashem, Hatzlacha Rabba. I'm going to do halacha right after this. I'll be Mishnah Berurah.